Well. By now, everyone knows that the Dallas Cowboys lost Brandin Cooks to free agency. And I do believe that Brandin Cooks is going to be a big loss for the Cowboys for a couple of reasons other than playing. But this video is not just about the fact that Cowboys lost Brandin Cooks. But did you hear what Brandin Cooks said about Dak Prescott shortly before he signed his deal? Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video. And also, you know when we go live. You can continue to push us out into that YouTube algorithm and help this channel continue to grow. If you haven't already, please become a channel member. We got a lot of great things coming in the future. Now let's talk facts. So, I salute Brandin Cooks. Very happy for Brandin Cooks. He got his money. Well, I don't know if you've seen this, but Brandin Cooks said something about Dak Prescott that is absolutely amazing to me. Look at this. Ben Grimaldi writes a very interesting story over here on Cowboys Wire. Go check him out. I'll put the link to this article in the description. It says Cowboys $106 million free agent wide receiver says Dallas don't do enough to help Dak Prescott. Interesting. Again, I'll put the link to this in the description, but this was on DLS Sports, and they have a snippet of Brandin Cooks stating his case. Let's listen.
Can the Cowboys win with Dak? Is he a quarterback they can win with?
Yes.
He certainly gets a lot of criticism from the outside, even the own fan base.
So what people don't understand, in my opinion, from a quarterback position, that's why they get paid the big bucks, so I don't feel bad for him. But at the same time, he needs help. And I'm not just saying help from players. You need help as an organization, right? You need to put his teammates in places where they can receive the most help to be the healthiest they can possibly be. Just taking things off his plate, when it comes to play calling and stuff like that. And so it's an umbrella of things that a quarterback needs to win it.
Exactly. I've been talking about this for the whole season. Dak Prescott needs help. But Dak Prescott isn't the only one that needs help, contrary to what people think. All of these quarterbacks need help. And this is why so many of these teams are going out and now they're spending the money to get their quarterback help. And we're going to see what the Cowboys do as it pertains to one Dak Prescott. I think they've done a pretty good job in free agency. I think they're trying to really bring some depth to the defense. I think they've brought in a couple of impact players on the defense. They've brought in some competition into training camp, I believe. When you look at what they did at wide receiver, when you look at what they did at running back, but again, that's not going to be enough. We're going to really see where the Cowboys' minds are going into the draft. And when we think about these other quarterbacks, for example, because for years, the Dallas fan base has been saying, well, the reason why the Cowboys can't put anybody around Dak Prescott is because of what he's getting paid. Well, that's not true. Because if you look at the latest trend of what most of these teams are doing, they're actually doing exactly what Brandin Cooks is talking about. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles did exactly what Brandin Cooks is talking about. They took some things off of Jalen Hurts' plate. I think they brought in better play calling with Kellen Moore. I think it was a little bit more simplistic and play to his strengths. They didn't put the whole team on the shoulders of one Jalen Hurts. They went and built them an extremely strong defensive line. Good to great linebackers. Good to great defensive backs. Got him a good to great offensive line. He's got two great receivers on the outside. He's got a great tight end. Oh, and don't let me forget the icing on the cake. The best running back in football, who can literally hit his head on the goalpost at any moment. Saquon Barkley could have easily gotten MVP of the season, MVP of the NFL last year. He was that good. And the Cowboys Wire, I mean, they do a great job on this piece. I'm going to put the whole thing in there. I don't have the time. I mean, I'm not going to do it all, but let me show you. Look at what they're talking about. Smart front offices keep their quarterbacks happy and extend them without drama, as they know how vital it is to have a top signal caller in the NFL. A recent example is how the Buffalo Bills rewarded Josh Allen with his second huge extension. And people say, well, he's done more than Dak Prescott. Well, he's won a few more playoff games. He's 7-6 in playoff games, but he's only been to 2 AFC championships. And I didn't know the AFC championship was the goal. I thought the Super Bowl was. They gave him the MVP. It doesn't mean that Josh Allen isn't good, but Lamar Jackson's season was video game number bonkers. There is no way Josh Allen should have won this award, but it's the same thing they did to Dak Prescott. When Dak Prescott put up video game numbers, they gave it to Lamar Jackson. So I guess they're being consistent. But I digress. It says the Bills supplemented their chances with Allen by signing a wide receiver that costs what? $12 million annually, Josh Palmer, and adding one of the league's better pass rushers in Joey Bosa. They're trying to surround him on defense and offense, and they did way more than this when you look at what they did in free agency. It says the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl. I've already explained some of this, but look what they said. By extending 2 wide receivers to big deals before they became free agents, signing their quarterback to a mega contract, and then went out and spent money on a free agent running back to help the team get over the hump. Everyone's doing it, and it's a lie for people to say, well, it's because of Dak Prescott's contract. Well, I wonder what you're going to say when Michael Parsons signs his contract, and then they've already signed CeeDee Lamb. How can you not sign players? And they've already signed CeeDee Lamb and about to sign Michael Parsons. And they admitted as much as at the Brian Schottenheimer at the press conference that they haven't been managing the salary cap as good as they could have. Stephen Jones said the goal is to build the best roster in the NFL. That's going to take about 2 seasons. Everybody need to pump the brakes and thinking that they were going to come in here this year and do it all at once. But again, the only thing this article is pointing out is how it has been a lie for the longest that you can't spend money on your quarterback and put players around him. It says the Los Angeles Rams went on a huge spending spree for years, won a Super Bowl, tore it all down, and are already back to winning division titles while Jones' supporters debate the Rams' tactics. This is the new NFL. This is the way you do it. They're even talking about how the Kansas City Chiefs extended Patrick Mahomes a few years ago to a massive deal, but the team still finds ways to add quality players around him by staying aggressive in free agency and through trades. And then we'll have people, the Cowboy fan base will be talking about, well, the Cowboys have had good teams. Not compared to the Super Bowl teams. Our standards are too low. Our standards are way too low. We put everything on the quarterback. The other teams are taking the load off the quarterback, and that seems to be the new way to win Super Bowls. It says the Joneses blame their quarterback for costing so much and use it as an excuse not to go after free agents who will cost more than a few $1 million. It says the Cowboys haven't spent over $6 million annually on any external free agent since Greg Hardy in the mid 2010s. And again, I will put this article down in the description so you can read it. It's a very good article by the Cowboys Wire. But again, I thought it was so powerful what Brandin Cooks said about one Dak Prescott. It's not Dak Prescott's fault. And it hasn't been Dak Prescott's fault. To put it simply, Brandin Cooks is saying, the Cowboys have had players around Dak Prescott. They haven't put a team, and this is what they're working on with Brian Schottenheimer. Finally, they're putting a team around Dak Prescott. They got a great coaching staff. I think they're going to really turn it up in the draft. They're not done with what they're going to do as far as what we're calling free agency. I think the Cowboys are going to see what everything looks like during the draft, after the draft, and after the cut downs in the preseason. And I do believe the Cowboys are probably going to play for the first time in a while. Let's see if it comes true. But I think the Cowboys are also saving some of that money for the trade deadline. And then whatever they don't spend, that money is going to carry over. But again, salute to Brandin Cooks. Loved you here. I think Brandin Cooks was so good for the culture, so good for the locker room. I wish that Brandin Cooks could have stayed, but I don't think there was no way the Cowboys were going to pay him the money that he got with the New Orleans Saints. And I do think the Cowboys may be headed in a very, very different direction as far as their wide receivers, because I noticed they're talking about Dak-friendly wide receivers, and I take those to be the 6'1", 6'2", and over wide receivers, 200-plus pounds, huge catch radius, and looking at what they brought in with Paris Campbell, I think his name is, looking at speed, someone who can take the top off the defense. The Cowboys are about to go to work. And I think they're going to do some great things in free agency, and I'm looking forward to the 2025 season. And again, I can be wrong. People don't like what I'm telling them, but I believe the Cowboys are going to be one of the best teams in the league in 2026 and 2027, and I believe they're going for the chip, and I think they're going to get it. I think it'll be 2026, no later than 2027. I'm looking forward to it, but we're going to see over the next 3 years or the next 2 years, you're going to be able to tell me I was wrong. And Lord willing, we'll be around for that long. But again, salute to one Brandin Cooks in Dallas. You've been doing pretty good so far. Now let's keep building around Dak Prescott, and let's go get the chip. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments. Tell me what you think about Brandin Cooks. Tell me what you think about what he said about Dak Prescott. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.